Hey, what's up, guys? And no, you are not tripping out. There was a complete change of scenery. First of all, I wanted to do like the biggest unboxing ever. That's what it was gonna turn out to be, a 2-hour unboxing. I had boxes stacked to the top of my head on this table. And then you guys couldn't see, but I had a bunch of boxes on the floor, on the ground, underneath the desk. And I had this huge pile of cardboard boxes and styrofoam and peanuts and popcorn and bubble wrap just piling up over here. It was like looking like a mountain of trash. I realized the video was going on for way too long, and I decided to pause the video, and I said, I'm just gonna unbox everything and save the people the trouble of watching opening all those packages. So here we are, and this is everything that was in those boxes. And as we go, I'm gonna be putting them away in this box over here. Got a pretty cool Spider-Man Civil War comic book box. I'll be putting the comic books in here. I've already got them in alphabetical order. Some of this will be a recap on that pile that I already opened. And I want you to stay to the end of this because there's a bunch of like great, not only reads in this pile, and like I said, always collect what you love to read. So there's a lot of good books in here, a lot of good speculation books, a lot of good reads, a lot of books that have already been optioned, so you know they're guaranteed good reads because they weren't good reads. They wouldn't be optioned, but being optioned doesn't mean anything. It just means that someone's giving that book the green light to be reviewed to possibly be a TV show or a movie. Okay, but with all that said, enough's enough. And like I said, stay tuned to the end of the video because at the end I'm gonna be showing 3 major indie keys that I picked up. And I'm also gonna be showing you this huge stack of CGC slabs that also came fresh from the mail. There's a lot of stuff that I need to try to keep organized. I want to say, I'm pretty sure I can guarantee that there's about $3,000 worth of books that we're going to go through over here. Like I said, I got like 10, 11 slabs to show off, and I got like 3 huge major IndieKey comics to show off at the end. And these are books that, like, some of these books are, I would say, great investments because you can get them for the low. And some of these books are cornerstone books, or foundational books, books that you could build your whole collection around, books that if you get these books and add them to your collection, it's going to boost the value of your collection tremendously. So please stay tuned to see what I'm talking about. All of this is going to make sense at the end of this video. So let's get to it. And like I said, I already have this like really organized and in alphabetical order. So we're going to start with 4 Kids Walk Into a Bank. I think this comic book came out between 2013 and 2016. I've been wondering about this storyline forever. I've been putting it off, getting it and reading it for the longest. And then I heard it got optioned. I believe it was optioned by Amazon. And I don't think I spent more than, I want to say $10 getting it. The show takes off of it. Turns out to be a great show. The value of that book is going to go through the roof. And then here's another book I picked up. It's called Death. And I'm pretty sure Amazon picked this up also. I think it's like a sort of a detective story. I can't remember what the description was on this story, but I'm pretty sure it got picked up by Amazon. And I think I maybe paid $20 for issues 1, 2, 3, and that was it for that series. And if the show's a hit, at the very least, I'm going to get $20 for just issue 1 by itself, and I'm sure I'll be able to sell the other 2 issues for, $10, $20 each or something. Again, not a major key, kind of a minor key for now, until, the show comes out and you see how well it does. This book, on the other hand, I'm positive this book got picked up by Amazon, and it's already a huge success. Financially, as an investment, it's a success. The story's great, and here it is, 8 billion genies. It got picked up by Amazon. I think I did the unboxing for issue 3, and this is issue 2 and issue 3. So now I have the first 3 issues. But issue 1 was great. I loved it. I definitely think storyline is great. The show is going to be a success, and I can't wait until that show gets into development and they start announcing who the director is and who the actors are going to be. And I can't wait for like a trailer to drop on that show, and it's going to be huge. The potential for that series, 8 Billion Genies, it's amazing. It's going to open up like a whole new universe, and that show is going to be great for Amazon. And here's, again, we did the unboxing for this already. Ex Machina. Here's issue 1. Here's issue 2. While I was opening these packages up off camera and, you know, going through all the boxes and stuff, I discovered that I had bought pretty much the whole collection of Ex Machina. And like I said, I love anything Brian K. Vaughan writes. Like I said, he was the writer for the series Lost. And I love that TV show. It's probably my favorite TV show of all time. And he did Saga, which is easily my top 5 indie comic books of all time. And Paper Girls, which I love that comic book series. It was so well written. Each single issue left me wanting more. And I kind of heard today that I think Paper Girls might not have been picked up for season 2 on Amazon. But I'm going to look into that. I have a source that told me that's what he heard, that Paper Girls was not going to be picked up for season 2, which is a complete shame. Because, like I said, I love Paper Girls. That's in my top 10 of all-time indie comic books. Complete shame that that show didn't last until season 2, because there was some great big things to come in that storyline. But again, this is a whole collection of Ex Machina, all of these. And maybe I'll do a separate video where I show every single individual issue and let you guys see like what each comic book looked like. How many issues were there in Ex Machina? A lot. It's already filled up half the box, and it seems like we're already halfway done. Here's this other comic book. I don't know much about this book. The name of the series is called Hotel. It's by AWA Upshot, and I love horror comics and I love sci-fi comics. So anytime I get to pick up a good horror comic, I'll snatch it up. And this one came highly recommended, and I knew there was a lot of people talking about this series, saying that the story was really, really good. So I picked it up. Here's Hotel issue 1. And I can't remember, I know it's been optioned, but I hear a lot of good things. A lot of people tell me that this was like a great little mini-series, especially if you love horror comic books. And I love horror comics and horror movies. So Hotel issue 1, again. I've got issues 3. And I have to find that issue 2, it seems. And here's issue 4 by AWA Upshot. And that comic book company never lets me down. Them and Boom Studios, Scout Comics. Those 3 companies never let me down. I love those 3 indie comic book companies. And here's House of Slaughter, issue 6. I got these for I got 2 of them. And I don't know if you can see, but they're both signed. And I think I got both of them, I want to say for $8 plus maybe $4 worth of shipping. And both signed. I'm not sure who signed them. I really can't read the signature. Because like I said, this is like 2 to 3 months worth of eBay packages that have just been piling up in my house. Over here, I've got League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, issue 1. And I picked this up because I heard there was a reboot. for this series, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna make another movie. At one point, I heard that maybe they would can the idea for the movie and turn it into a series, but yeah, they're gonna reboot this whole series, and I'd rather them make it into a TV show, to be honest, because, and I picked up 2 copies of this, because one of these copies I got for $12, and I feel like that's such a good investment. Right now, you can't find any on eBay for less than $45, and they'll be in really crappy condition. And if you want like one that's in really, really high grade, you're gonna spend about $90 to $100. And both of these are in, I want to say 9.4 or better. They look great. But I really hope they turn that series into a TV show, because I like this storyline in this series just as much as I enjoy Umbrella Academy, and I'm really fond of that show and that comic book series. So I got this is volume 1, number 3. I guess I'm missing issue 2 to this series also. Here's cover 4. Here's cover 5. And I'm gonna have to look inside of this comic, because there's an era variant out there with some sort of misprinting in it. And if you get that one's worth about $300 on eBay. And then here's issue 6 of 6, and that's the end of volume 1. The guy I bought it from, I'm pretty sure I bought volume 2 off of him, and he gave me like a really good deal. And so here's volume 2, issue 1. Here's volume 2, issue 2. Volume 2, issue 4, 5. Volume 2 isn't really worth that much, but it was great that it was a throw-in, so I've got both sets, which is great. And then here is another series that's been optioned. I mainly got this series over here. It's called The Lost City Explorers. I mainly picked it up because the storyline seemed really interesting. I remember they described it as like Goonies meets Stranger Things, and something underneath New York City. I picked up the whole series. I think it was a mini series of maybe 5 issues. And again, I can't remember who picked it up, but it was optioned. Now, just because the comic book has been optioned again, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be turned into a show or a movie, for sure. But it just means that, some company was interested in it because it had a good storyline to it. Here's issues 2. Knocked out the whole set, I believe. And like I said, I like buying complete sets on really good deals for like about 20 to 30 bucks at the most. Sometimes I'll spend 40. But this way, when the book does get optioned and it does become a show, usually just issue 1 will pay for what I invested into the series, and they'll also give me some sort of profit with it. And then the rest of the series is just, pure money in the pockets. So here's issue 4, and here's issue 5. But that's my tip, is to always buy the complete set. Just the money you get for issue 1 is going to pay for what you initially invested in it, and then the other issues are just going to be extra cash. And over here, we've got Midnight Western Theater, issue 1. Again, I bought the whole set to this series, and I don't think I spent any more, again, than 20 bucks. And so far, haven't been any major keys, but you will find these keys on Key Collector, which I love that app. It has completely changed the way I collect, no joke. You can't waste your money on bum-ass comic books that are not gonna boost the value of your collection and that are not good reads. Midnight Western Theater, I'm pretty sure they're like short little stories. It's an anthology comic book, so there's a bunch of short little horror stories in each individual issue. Okay, I'm really excited about this next series. It's called Port of Earth, and I believe the story is about like humans finally make contact with aliens, and aliens start using the Earth as some sort of like port to like dock their spaceships and do trades and sales and commit crimes on Earth and not be held responsible for it or something. I haven't read this series yet, and I can't wait to like dive into this series. I'm really into sci-fi stuff, and I love sci-fi. And again, I don't think I spent more than like $30-35 to get all of these issues. I think I got the complete set, and I think it was picked up by Amazon. And again, I'm sure I'll be able to recuperate my money and then some when that show comes out, because the concept for this comic book, it sounds like it's gonna make for a great TV show. It's issue 2, issue 3. Some great artwork on these front covers. Issue 4. And I just noticed this is done by Image and Top Cow. Issue 5. I can't remember the last time I read anything done by Top Cow. Issue 6. And I can't believe how many complete runs I completed. I'm really glad I was able to complete so many different series. Issue 8. 9. Issue 10. Issue 11. And this looks like it's the last issue that I got from this series, issue 12. And like I said, if you always have the chance, instead of just buying issue 1, try to buy and complete the whole series, because to me, that's always the better investment, because whatever you invested in that series, you're going to be able to recuperate that from just selling issue 1. You're probably going to recuperate your initial investment and profit off of issue 1, and then you still have the other 11 issues to flip and profit off of. So I always recommend that. I'm not sure how many issues were in this series, or if this is like a one-shot, but it's by American Gothic Press. I've never heard of that comic book company. But the name of the comic is called Nemesis, issue 1. I know there was an alert on Key Collector and that this was optioned. As soon as I was notified, I ran to eBay and I picked myself up in issue 1. Just because the artwork looks really cool. It's copy 1A, it's the first print, and it looks like it's about some aliens type of stuff. And I'm, again, really big into sci-fi. Over here, we've got Reborn, issue 1 by Greg Capullo. And I know I'm 100% sure it's been optioned. That's Reborn issue 1. And again, I picked up the whole series because I'm a bit of a completist. Issue 2. The artwork looks really good on these front covers of these. And I'm definitely excited to read this series. Issue 3. Issue 4. Yeah, these are some pretty badass looking covers. But I remember people talking about it when it first came out, and I remember it selling pretty well. Issue 6. Next up, Something Killing the Children, issue 9. I think this is worth about $30-35 on eBay right about now with shipping. And I found somebody that sold me this book for, I think I paid $15 for it, plus maybe free shipping. So that was a really good find. And the best thing about it is that it's an all black cover, and this one doesn't have not one tick mark, no sort of crease or stress mark, nothing that breaks the color on this spine. It's looking flawless, and that's what I always want to see. Book looks absolutely gorgeous. I think I bought this book 3 times looking for a copy that wasn't all like messed up. So it was really hard to find this one without any sort of tick marks. And usually a cover with this much black in it is riddled with tick marks. You gotta really look at your books when you're purchasing them on eBay. Use your cell phone to zoom in. Use your computer to zoom in. Really check out that comic book before you purchase it, because I hate going through the trouble of having to do eBay returns. Okay, this is Super Crooks, issue 1. And I believe it's connected to the Jupiter Legacy universe. And these are the bad guys from that universe. And this got optioned and picked up. Again, those are the bad guys from that Jupiter's Legacy universe. And I believe I got the whole set. It was put out by Icon Comics. Yeah, some pretty cool looking artwork. Really like that. And I was a fan of the TV show Jupiter's Legacy. I loved it. I thought the storyline was great. I thought that it was a completely different take on superheroes, the morals and guidelines that they held themselves to. I thought that whole show, the whole concept for Jupiter's Legacy, the whole concept for those superheroes were great. Never seen anything like it. So here's another comic book that's been optioned and picked up. It's Thumbs, issue 1. And I'm not too happy with the seller, how he shipped it out. He didn't put any sort of effort into this. He didn't put any kind of board inside this bag. And none of the comics. And I bought the whole set from him. Actually, I'm missing issue 2 again. Here's issue 3. And here's issue 4. And I'm not sure how many issues were in this series. I want to say there was like maybe 5 or 6, but it looks like I have most of them. And again, the seller, he did a poor job of the way he shipped this out. No board, and he didn't even sandwich them in between any sort of cardboard. I want to say he shipped them out in the dreaded flat envelope, and it's a miracle that they made it here in this great condition, because they're in pretty excellent, I want to say 9.6, 9.8 type of shape. I don't know how they managed to survive the mailing process, but here's that final issue. And I have now run out of space in this box. I think I maybe have a little bit more space where I could fit in these final 2 comic books. And here is Voltron issue 2 to go alongside my Voltron issue 1, CBCS 9.0, and I also have a Voltron issue 1, CGC 9.0. Those issue 1s that I have turned out to be some real beauties, and they really did present much higher than they graded. And here's issue 3 to complete the miniseries. Mouse Guard. I think this is Mouse Guard issue 1. That was not the original Mouse Guard issue 1. I believe it's like volume 2. And there's no speculation behind this. It hasn't been optioned or picked up, by any kind of streaming app. It's just a damn good read. And I have volume 1 upstairs, and I loved it. So anytime I see any of these Mouse Guard comics for like a really good price, if I can get a really good deal on it, plus free shipping, I'll pick them up, because it's a really, really good story. I want to say it's like Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones meeting like mice. It's so odd, but it's like a bunch of mice and something like this sort of like medieval type of story. And it's a really good read. And here's a great comic book that I've never seen this before, and I've never seen anything like it. So when I seen it on eBay, and like I said, anytime you find something that you've never seen before, pick it up, because you don't know when is the next time you're going to see that book. And this is Night of the Living Dead. Really, really love and appreciate this comic. Because like I said, I love zombies. I love anything zombies. I can't wait to read this. And this over here, this is Escape to Third Earth, a Thundercat adventure. And the reason why I picked this up is because some people say this is actually the true first appearance of Thundercats in some sort of comic book form. And I do know when you open this up and you look into it, it's kind of sort of in comic book format, but I'm not sure if I would count this as a comic book, or maybe a graphic novel, but some people say it came out before Thundercats issue 1, the comic book, and that's the true first appearance of Thundercats in comic book form. Now that we got those oddly shaped books out the way, let's get down to the nitty gritty.